What is up, Streamlabs? So, busy Cobra, kicking ass and taking names. So, I talked to my landlord and she said I wasn't evicted, that it was a term of lease. I said, you're basically kicking me out. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing of it though. Here's the thing of it. When I talked to my landlord, she said I'm getting a term of lease, that I'm not getting evicted. And I said, what's the difference? And she literally said, and I quote, well, if we were evicting you, we'd be kicking you out. I'm like, you basically are kicking me out, but it's whatever. What's up, Richie Wright? Now, here's the thing of it, YouTube. I'm not going to stream for too much long, but I am going to take the high road on this. Because I got a term of lease, they don't have to serve me papers. It's a legal loophole that realtors can use. And three biggest reasons that I'm getting kicked out. One, I smoke indoors. It got to the point where I'd smoke all the time indoors, then only on camera, and eventually it was going to be outdoors. That's why I got the ashtray for outside, sort of weaning myself into getting used to the habit. Two, it was spray painting the wands indoors. Apparently, like I said, one of my neighbors, I guess, got sick off the fumes and complained. But here's the kicker of it. Here's the kicker of it. You want to know some interesting piece of evidence? Ever since I started Cobra Craft handmade wands, I've never had a single complaint about me working on my wands indoors. Keep in mind that my landlord has done inspections where she comes in, looks over at the bench and sees the paint cans sitting there. All she would have had to do was ask, hey, what are those for? And I would have told her I use them for making my wands on Etsy, which I'll be listing a batch here soon. I gotta find my tape measure so I can properly measure the wands. And the kicker of it, you know what I'm saying, she didn't ask, and I didn't find out about the painting the wands indoors complaint until I got my term of lease. Now, it's a little fucked that they're doing this to somebody who has autism in the middle of a pandemic, who's been very consistent with paying their rent. You think in hard times they'd want someone, you know, like me, you know. And I make decent money, dude, you know. I do. I make my money. $750 to $1,000 a month just doing what I do best. You know? But that's alright. I put the wheels in motion. So, yeah. I'm not going to let it ruin my Halloween. That's for damn sure. There were a couple of apartments here in town that I could afford and are smoker friendly. So, yep. Now, I didn't win the Powerball yet, but the next drawing is on Halloween, so I might go buy me a ticket, try my luck at it. If I won the lottery, I would slap $1,000,000 on my landlord's desk and ask her very politely if I could please stay in my apartment until I build my dream house. She might not, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see, right? That's not an immediate fallback plan. It's just one of those what if scenarios, you know? I mean, I'd be happy with 127 million, even after taxes. And that's the thing of it. That's the thing of it, YouTube. I'm choosing to take the high road on this. There's nothing I can do about it. Like I said, least worst case scenario, you know, I get a place of my own. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the energy I'm putting out. It's either I'm going to get it an apartment of my own, or I'm going to win the lottery. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Crazier things have happened, you know? And even though I'm getting kicked out of my apartment, am I still going to vote? Abso-freaking-lutely. So, I do appreciate my landlord being patient with me for this long. Like I said, once I get all my stuff moved into my new place, me and my dad are gonna come in here, clean the place spotless, and then we're gonna repaint it, and then we're gonna rip out the carpet. So all we have to do is replace it, the carpet, and that's it. Yep. Or whatever else, you know. Me and my dad will be doing most of the repair work, so it'll take the edge off the final bill. Now cleaning it and refurbishing it is going to be a nightmare and a half. Now moving my stuff into a new... That's just inside. I know, that's the complaint. It's because of the toxic fumes. Now here's the thing of it. Ever since I started Cobra Craft Handmade Wands, not one of my neighbors has ever even bothered to knock on their door and say, hey, could you not do that indoors? I didn't hear about the spray paint complaints until I got my term of lease. See, how am I supposed to know things if there's a lack of communication? That's what frustrates me about it, YouTube. You know? Let's see. I'm going to have to charge a ton of money for that staff. I need the money. And that staff took a long time to make. And on top of it, I really shorthanded myself on my last batch of wands. That summer blowout sale that I had, where I made like 2 staffs, you know what I'm saying? I made no profit off of that. Now, will Cobra Craft Handmade Wands continue? Abso-freaking-lutely. I'll have to find an apartment that's more accepting with it and a better way to ventilate it. If need be, if I need to spray paint my wands outside in my new place, so be it, you know. I love making wands. They turn out beautiful. So, I do appreciate the support from all my friends and family and my fans right now. You have no idea, YouTube. Okay. So because none of my neighbors have ever complained about it to me directly, part of me thinks that one of my trolls called my landlord and made a false complaint just to fuck with me. You know? They do this kind of crap because they're losers. And you can't let that shit get to you, man. You really can't, dude. First come, first serve, man. That's all I'm saying. These wands are going to sell like hotcakes. And then on top of that, this is like, I won't be able to make another batch for quite some time because I'll be focusing on getting another apartment and moving and such and cleaning up the place. So, yep. Let's see, where in the hell? Where did my tape measure go, man? Because the measurements you see on Etsy when I measure the length is usually the length of the wand, not the length of the package. Because Etsy is picky about that sort of thing. Haha. Yes. Boo fucking yeah. Look what I found. Sweet. So now that I found my tape measure, I'll get those wands listed after the stream. If you'd like to buy a wand from my shop, the link is in the description box of all my videos, Copracraft Wands, over at Etsy.com. I do appreciate y'all's doing that. Like, if I end up charging $334 for a staff, just know you're getting your money's worth, and you get a pimpin' staff, and it's going towards me getting a new place. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Josh, use non-toxic acrylic paint instead of spray paint so you can paint indoors and then no fumes. That is a good idea. If they have non-toxic spray paint that has gloss in it, you know what? If you want to unsubscribe, that's your choice. Or you can stick around because, you know, life's a journey. Yeah. So on my next application, if I'm applying for an apartment and they say, have you ever been evicted from a previous place? I can honestly say no. You know what I'm saying? Like, it depends on how you look at it. Because it's like, I've been here for almost 10 years and I've been very consistent with paying the rent on time. And plus that they're kicking someone who has Asperger's out in the middle of a pandemic, you know? So, it is what it is. But I wanted to make this video when I got home, and like I said, no hard feelings. It's just one of those things, dude, you know? The reason why I like using spray paint is because it stays contained in the container. Using acrylic paints, if you leave the container open, they dry out real quickly, you know. Plus you gotta wash brushes, and it's just extra time and cleaning up after your wand making. But if I could find a acrylic spray paint that's non-toxic and has gloss in it and produces the same amazing colors that I have now, yeah, dude. Seems I'm gonna have to clean up my apartment anyways. I've stopped smoking indoors. I mean, it doesn't matter now because I'm being kicked out regardless, but it seems I'm gonna have to clean it up, you know. And realistically, it won't take that long to load up my stuff. I just need a couple of those big plastic tubs, you know, and a bunch of boxes, you know. But, you know what? I'm keeping an optimistic outlook on this. There are a couple of programs here in town that will actually help people with disabilities find homes, so, and apartments and such that are exactly what they're looking for. So, yep. Preferably, I'd like to find a studio apartment that's close to downtown and easy on the rent. Like, a studio apartment's just fine. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say I was getting kicked out because of the pandemic. Okay, maybe you need to clean out your ears. I'm not using autism as a crutch. You're not even my real dad, so you can go fuck yourself. And that's what I hate about having autism. If you bring it up, it's always, oh, you're just using it as an excuse. That's always the fucking stereotype with having it, and it's whatever, dude. And it's not just autism, like any disability. People just sit there and say, oh, well, you're just using it as an excuse. And I'm like, fuck that shit, dude. That's the extent of it, YouTube. Back to the grind. I do appreciate you all watching the Streamlabs.